Right now joining us is Touseef Shah, who's a senior leader of the PDP. Mr. Touseef Shah, appreciate you joining us right now. I just asked my team to play out. All right, we are playing out these visuals of Kashmiris taking out a candlelight march against these attacks. Mr. Shah, as a Kashmiri, do you think people of Kashmir have now had enough of this misery and outrightly reject these terror elements who murder innocents, disturb peace in the valley, and derail development under the pretext of representing you?
Yeah, a very good evening to all the panelists and to you, Ashish, also. So, through your channel, I'd like to first to put my condolences to all the families because we condemn this act. That this is a very condemnable act that has happened. But the main thing is that we have to see that we have already enough of it since last 30 years. But now, just we have to be. This is just ringing the bells. Among the people of Kashmir, because in Sonamarg we have a military, we have an army, high-end warfare school. So that's a very high, it's a very high-fi warfare school we have in Sonamarg. These are few of them in India. So we have to see that this is just ringing the alarm bells throughout the valley, because due to this attack, we have to see that we initially, the focus was first shifted from Srinagar to Jammu, then to Dampur, then to different districts of the Jammu. Now it's coming back to Valley. We have seen that very recently. We have seen a strike in Kokarnag. We have seen a strike in Anantnag. Now there's Gandarbal. So we just want to, by the help of your channel, we just want to ask that is our intelligence? Don't we have the prior intelligences? If somebody is planning an attack on a nation, if somebody is planning attack on a civilians, don't we have the things in place that we beforehand come to know? We are beforehand, we can save these attacks, because this is not an ordinary attack. It's not an ordinary attack. We have a military high-end warfare school. I should be again clear to you that we have a very high-end military warfare school in Sonamarg going on. So it's all nation has its eyes on it. So we should not politicize it. Yes, it's a condemnable act. We condemn it. These are really the terrorist acts, we can say. So what I suggest is that we have to put a bit a strong hand on it. We need to have a strong hand to deal with these things. We don't want to repeat these 30 years what we have already seen, what we have already been. We have already lost our loved ones. We have already seen the graveyards being filled with our youth, with the small children who would right now have been in their middle age and would have their own family, would have their parents are still suffering. Still, their parents are suffering. So we condemn it. Yes, we really condemn it.
Mr.
It's
Shah,
a really condemnable act.
one point that I want to get out from you is you just said that the intel needs to be stronger as well, and we all agree with that. But meanwhile, one of the bigger points here that we need to talk about is that these people carry out these attacks, kill innocent people under the pretext of representing you. As a Kashmiri, do you think these people represent you?
No, nobody killing an innocent can represent me or my party or my Kashmir. Nobody killing an innocent can represent us. They were the laborers. What did they do? They were laborers. They had come to work here. What did they do? What exactly did they do? So why are they representing me? Not on my name, not on my party's name, not on the name of Jammu and Kashmir. Yes, they might have their own problems. They must have their own issues. But we need to see that this is the highly militarized zone. We have approximately not less than 10 to 12 lakh armed forces here. So if these things happen during what kind of military presence we have in Jammu and Kashmir, if still these things are happening, so then how much force do we need? Do we need this to be militarized fully? What exactly do we need? What about the other states of the India who just have 1,50,000, 100,000, 200,000 forces? What is then their fate going to be? So we request government of India, they have to take a full care of this. They have to see that this being a very highly militarized zone, and still these things are happening. We need to have a stop on them. We need to have a stop on them immediately. We need to have a stop on them.
Absolutely. We all agree with that. This needs to stop. And of course, the government is doing everything that it can. Mr. R.S. Pathania, I'll take this point across to you. Now, these terror elements very clearly seem frustrated with peaceful elections and also the swearing in of the new elected government. They seem to notice that Kashmiris have now chosen ballots over bullets, and hence these cowardly attacks on unarmed people.
You have exactly hit the right nail on the head. Ballot has virtually defeated bullet. And I will say also desperation and frustration is writ large on the face of the Pakistan, on the faceless Pakistan, what I try to convey here. So one thing which is very clear and very categoric, Jammu and Kashmir onto the path of reconstruction. First of all, the people in the valley, there's a virtual sense of security prevailing among us, not only the people of Jammu and Kashmir. You see a record number of tourists visiting Jammu and Kashmir. You see the color, the texture, and the tenor of the Lal Chowk also. You see the Polo View market also. You see the historic Amarnath Yatra. You see the Muharram procession. You see the Janmashtami procession flowing across the overall pomp, pageantry, dancing on the streets of Kashmir. So this is what virtually takes and virtually perturbs Pakistan, and above all, a historic voter turnout, and virtually democracy winning and terrorism losing. So it's an adage that a flame which smolders with greater pace, it means that it is at the ultimate end. So this flame of terrorism, it is in its last stage. Bharat Sarkar is virtually fighting a war against terror, and this war against terror is in a very decisive stage. Virtually, it is taking a momentous turn. Ultimately, we will see a Jammu and Kashmir which is totally free from terrorism of all shades and colors. And especially, we have a Sarkar at the center which virtually means business. The Sarkar which virtually focuses that Jammu and Kashmir people should have zero tolerance towards terrorism. Sarkar which says there cannot be good terrorism and bad terrorism. So the operation all out raised by the Bharat Sarkar, this is yielding results. Now these incidents stand as a tall challenge to each and everybody, to all of us. But I think with everybody on board, with all constructive elements and suggestions on board, we will and we shall win. हम होंगे कामयाब और हम जल्द होंगे कामयाब. This is the punchline which they want to make to submit. Ultimately, Pakistan and
Right.
terrorism will vanquish, they will defeat, and the people and the fighting spirit of the people
I'll,
and ultimately
I'll get in